Obama is an inspiration and an example to all of us. She's someone who cares deeply about how decisions are made in Washington and how they impact people's everyday lives. And she's been a true champion of women and families in this country. Now, I don't know if you know it, but yesterday was her 24th anniversary. So when she comes, I want you to wish her a happy anniversary. Now, I know about this. I've been married for 22 years. And my husband has been very, very supportive. It's not easy to be a spouse in politics, so show her some love. So I'm really glad to be with all of you here at NC State. And I want to give a special shout out to your Chancellor, Randy Woodson, who does a fantastic job leading this university and contributing to our community. And you might be able to tell that I'm pretty proud of NC State history. When I served in the General Assembly, I represented NC State for more than 10 years. I lived not even a mile from this campus. And my husband has 2 engineering degrees from NC State. And I got to work on some fantastic projects. I got to work on the Hunt Library. Support your new engineering school. Because that's what we did in the General Assembly. We invested in education and we invested in your future. And I was even lucky enough to have some fantastic interns from NC State. Democratic interns and Republican interns. As a matter of fact, my Republican intern worked for me for 3 summers at the General Assembly. I know how talented NC State students are. Now, you're going to hear a lot today about how we have to keep building an economy that works for everyone. And I believe that making higher education and training a key component of that is the only way we're going to be able to compete in the 21st century. Since my campaign started, I've been from Murphy to Manteo and even to Nags Head. I've been to more than 90 counties. And everywhere I go, I talk to students and families who are struggling to afford higher education for their children. It's important, you guys. The cost of higher education has gone up, and our students are facing crushing student loan debt. But Washington isn't doing enough to help them. It isn't working for them. And they're tired of politics as usual. Now, I like that. Now, my opponent, Richard Burr, is a classic example. Just yesterday, the Raleigh News and Observer reported on how he took campaign contributions from the private for-profit college industry, and then he pushed a bill that would make it harder to hold those colleges accountable. 2 of them have gone belly up in the last couple of months. They've preyed on our veterans. We have got to hold them accountable, just like we hold our public universities accountable. And it doesn't help that he voted against a measure that would allow students to refinance their student loans at today's low rates. The federal government should not be making money off the backs of our students. Now, I think we can all agree that when students are struggling and their senator is voting against their interests, there's something very wrong with that picture. We need a different kind of leadership. And I'm not talking about the kind that tears people down and calls people names. I'm talking about the kind that puts people first. The kind that listens to people instead of listening to the special interests in Washington. The kind that says we're stronger together. Now, folks, there truly is a choice this election, and we can have real change. And you know why I'm feeling good? Because you know it, I know it, and the people I've talked to all over North Carolina know it. Our state is ready for a change. So what are we ready for? We're ready for a change. We're ready for a higher minimum wage for our working families. Rather than tax cuts for millionaires and billionaires. We're ready for investing in job creation right here, rather than giving tax breaks to companies that ship jobs overseas. We're ready for equal pay for equal work for women. And we're ready for expanding access to higher education and worker training. That's why I want to make it so that we can have 2 free years of community college for students who work hard and get good grades. I was in Hope County a couple months ago. You know, they're doing that in the Sandhills. It's called the Sandhills Challenge. They're doing it there. If they can do it there, we can do it all over North Carolina and all over this country. We need an economy that works for everyone. And I know that that's what the First Lady has worked for, and I know that that's what Hillary Clinton is going to work for. But it's going to require change from politics as usual, and it's not going to be easy. But it can happen if people in Washington are willing to roll up their sleeves and work across party lines to get it done. When I was in Raleigh, when I was in your legislature, I would work with anybody who had a good idea. 90% of the bills that I got passed with a majority of the Republicans voting for them. We need to get back to that kind of time in Washington. Folks, you're going to see a lot of negative ads on TV. I'm sure you've seen some already. But the First Lady has kind of helped me out with that. Because you know what she said at the convention? When they go low, we go. And that's exactly what we need leading up to November. If we can keep the White House, take back the U.S. Senate going straight through North Carolina, and take back the governor's mansion. Stronger for it, and we'll be stronger together. And our country will be stronger. But we've got some work to do before then. Now, you've heard from your organizer. You got to get yourselves registered to vote by October the 14th. But October the 20th is Election Day. And Election Day is going to last for 17 days in North Carolina. Early voting before November 8th. Now, I want you all to get registered to vote. But if you don't get registered to vote, because of our recent court decision at the Fourth Circuit, we can use same-day voter registration at